Are you getting what you want to get out of your life? Are you doing what you want to do? Are you being who you want to be? Do you have what you want to have? Well, my name is Angela Powers, and I help coaches and businesses create online training. About 12 years ago, I became an instructional designer, and I've helped create, design, and deliver training to literally hundreds of thousands of students over the years. And I'm so excited to be here with David Essel. I'm a big fan. I've gone through many of his programs, and I'm just such an enthusiast. And we're here to talk about his latest book, Positive Thinking Will Never Change Your Life, but this book will. It's the myths of positive thinking and the reality of success. And today we're going to talk about action as the pathway to success. And I'm just so thrilled to be here. David, thanks so much for joining us and talking about this really important topic.
Angela, you're so welcome. I'm glad that we're working as a team here. This is really the crux of success. As the book says, the myth of positive thinking, the reality of success, it really truly is in our actions on a daily basis. But it's not just actions, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or on the weekends or something like that. Someone who really wants to create immense over-the-top success has to look at a commitment of at least 6 days a week. I mean, you might be able to get away with 5 days a week if you want to radically change your body or make a lot more money or create a deep love life or an unbelievable path to God or your spirituality. You could get away with 5 days a week, but it's got to be a commitment. And when we talk about action steps, we like to talk about it, Angela, in the regards to specific, measurable, and timeline. Now that sounds real scientific and left-brained, and it is in a way, but specific means what the heck am I actually going to do? I'm working with a network marketer right now, and she's new to the industry, and so I asked her to come up with a 4-hour plan Monday through Friday that was highly specific, and it hung her up. She didn't know what that meant. So I said, break it down into 15-minute increments. So from 9 o'clock to 9:15, I'm going to do this. From 9:15 to 9:30, and do it for 4 hours. She lost it. She said, oh my God, I never have heard of a business plan that got this specific. I said, I know. And that's why so many people in network marketing and in sales and in so many, even in weight loss, they're not successful. They're not specific, measurable. The action steps that we put into place have to be measurable. You can't say, I'm just going to go to the gym from 9 to 11. You've got to say, what am I going to be doing? And then that way, if you say, I'm going to put 20 minutes on this equipment and 20 minutes on that and 30 minutes with a trainer and 30 minutes in the sauna and 20 minutes in a shower, now you have something that's measurable. So you can go back and say, did I accomplish my goals? Sales, the same thing. Did I make 10 or 20 or 30 prospecting calls between 9 and 10? Measurable. And then timeline. And timeline is this whole thing of from when to when. So too many people make the mistake of saying, I'm going to be doing this. I can't wait 5 days a week. I'm committing to saving money, making more money, losing weight, forgiving my partner, whatever it is. But we don't have from when to when. So if people really want to get into the guts of action steps, which is the only thing that's going to radically change your life, if you want to get into the guts, your steps must be timeline, measurable, and specific. And if you think of those three terms, you'll be unbelievably successful as long as you follow it.
Right. And what's been on my mind is when you thinking about really, really successful people, and they're sort of like superstars. They're in the spotlight. They're very well spoken. They have this huge success. And so we tend to believe that they're superhuman and that they've done it all on their own. And we forget that maybe literally tens of thousands of people have helped those folks who are at that level, that are so well known and so famous. And it's hard for us to sort of make that leap. Like, how do we become highly successful? Because we feel like we have to do it all alone on our own.
Yeah, Angela, another huge part of the action steps is accountability partners. We are never going to do it alone. Natalie Pace, who I write about in my new book, Positive Thinking Will Never change your life. She actually shares her story. And, she went from the single mom about ready to get kicked out of her house. She didn't have any money to becoming this multimillionaire and this guru in finances. And how did she do it? She did it by getting into a network of these outrageously intelligent people in finance. She just threw herself, contacted them, said she wanted to learn from them. We look at that. I always talk about my mentor, Joe Cerulli, how he's involved with mastermind groups all over the world. People need accountability partners. So if your goal is your relationship, you need to be working with a relationship coach, a counselor, a therapist who's really freaking good. If it's weight loss, you need to have personal trainers and nutrition experts. If it's a spiritual path, rabbis, ministers, spiritual teachers. But don't ever expect you're going to take these action steps that Angela and I are talking about right now and turn them into gold on your own. If you could have done it, you would have already done it. Getting someone to hold you accountable is one of the steps a lot of us shy away from because we don't want to do the uncomfortable. Accountability partners, whether they're paid or it's kind of tough getting your friend or a partner to do it. If you can find someone who's unbiased, who's willing to be a real tough nut with you, that could work as well. But I'm glad you brought that up. A huge important part of the action step theory.
Yeah, that was a big mindset shift for me. I mean, in thinking of like when we first started working together 10 years ago, it ended up being about my work and the work that I do. And at that, up to that point, it was just me and my resume. And it was like, okay, this is, what I'm doing. And it became, networking and talking to people and connecting with people. And I love people anyways, so it was like, it was great for me as an extrovert and as somebody who loves people to start to make that shift and realize, oh, I don't have to do this on my own. This is about us. This is more than just me.
Yeah. And it's so important to reiterate this. You're not going to do it on your own. If it's a huge goal, you're not. I guarantee you, unless you're one of the 1% of the U.S. population that has such discipline. But let me share this, that if you had that kind of a discipline, you would have done this already, whatever this is. Right. Weight loss, money, spirituality, love, God, whatever this is. If you already had that discipline, you would have figured it out on your own. Because you haven't, obviously, which is why we're all working together here, we need accountability partners. Over the years, I've had so many. I've had mentors. Oh my gosh, going back to college, I was introduced to my first mentor. And then, of course, Joe Cerulli and Richard Gerson and Steve Block. I've had spiritual mentors. Marlene Payne, who I write about in my book, my business coach. I continue to this day having people that hold me accountable to change. So here's a guy writing a book on how to create the absolute love life that you desire, the money you want, the body you want. And I'm saying to you that I have coaches too that hold me accountable to my action steps. Everyone that I know of who's super successful has people that they're held accountable to. So let's get that emblazoned in our brain. You deserve what you desire. You're going to have to work hard, and you're going to have someone in your corner holding your feet to the fire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be overnight.
No, on average, and we say this throughout the book 150 times. The good news, bad news. If you want to, I work with people who are in debt with the IRS or in debt with banks or going through foreclosures, and they've got just huge amounts of money that they owe. We're going to have to look at a long-term plan to overcome that financial challenge. The same thing with weight loss. You're going to have to look at a long-term plan to lose 100 pounds. In the book, we tell about a woman that committed to me. She lived in New England. She had 120 pounds to lose. She never could lose it in her entire life. She committed 12 months and she surrendered. And that's something else we should probably bring up here. If we want to create greatness, we're going to have to surrender to someone else's program because our program didn't work. In 12 months, she followed everything we asked her to do. She was a superstar. It was tough. It was hard work, but she did it. In the end of 12 months, she lost 120 pounds. That's over 10 years ago. It's still off. So these goals are achievable, but you've got to be in it for the long haul.
Wow. Yeah, I know. I think that's the one of the big myths of positive thinking, and that whole idea of like, I'm just going to create a vision board. This is the action. You feel like your action that you're taking is to create the vision board and to do the affirmations and think about it, and it will come to be.
Oh, that's a great point you just brought up. I'm glad you said that, Angela. A lot of people do think that the action step is creating the vision board. The action step is visualization in the morning or affirmation in the morning and in the evening. Those are minutely small parts of an action step. And I'm going to say they're powerful in regards to what visualization and affirmations and vision boards can do. They're only going to count for 20% of your success. So it's a powerful 20%, but man, you just hit it, Angela. If we've been ingrained, many teachers and many books say, get up in the morning and spend all this time writing out your affirmations and go to sleep at night. But before you go to sleep, put all this time into the head. Well, what are you doing during the day? Those action steps in the mind will only account for 20% of large successes. So it's the action step in the physical world that really makes the difference.
Do you have any? Well, we have about 4 minutes, so maybe we can end with any ideas for, because a lot of those action steps are scary. Mm-hmm. It's out of your comfort zone. It's not anything you're normally doing. It's new stuff. Not only to get the idea for what that might be, but also to get pushed through the discomfort and the fear and the just, like it doesn't feel good. So should I really be doing that?
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Like this hits so right to home. I remember years ago attending one, and I'm going to do a radio show today, and we're going to talk about this, Angela. Years ago, I attended one of my first law of attraction workshops put on by this mega superstar in the law of attraction. And what they were saying is that, you've got to resonate with positive energy. You've got to use all of your emotions when you want to create millions of dollars of the perfect body. So if it doesn't feel good, whatever you're going through, then you don't really want to go in that direction. You always want to be moving towards what feels good. And there couldn't be more nonsense spoken than I've ever heard in my life. And I write about this in the book. If doing what felt good, always doing what felt good could change your life, there'd be no bodybuilders winning competitions because they wouldn't put themselves through the hell they go through. There'd be no doctors going through med school. There'd be no public speakers trying to learn how to be a public speaker and getting scrutinized and torn apart and rehearsing hundreds of hours before going on stage. Yeah, we wouldn't do anything if all we did was what felt good. So, in accordance to what you're saying is, first of all, if it's a big goal, there's a damn 100% chance that a lot of the action steps you're going to take aren't going to feel good. Let's accept that as reality. Number two, that in order for you to continue doing what doesn't feel good, you're going to need someone to encourage you, push you, hold you accountable. Number three, if you keep doing what doesn't feel good today, within 3, 6, or at the very longest, 12 months, that will be your new normal. So the new normal is going to come from doing what we don't want to do, getting up at 4 in the morning instead of 6, or getting up at 6 instead of 8, or whatever it might be, spending money that you don't want to spend on professionals to help you achieve your goals. Whatever feels uncomfortable is a gateway to success.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So where do people find your book, find you? Talk David?
Oh my gosh. Well, here's something really exciting too, Angela, is that we're giving away the first chapter of the book. Absolutely free now at talkdavid.com. So if you're watching this and going, well, this sounds good, but I want to read more, there's hundreds and hundreds of success stories in the book. We have 6 New York Times bestselling authors that said, oh my gosh, we love your theory, David, and we're so glad someone is busting the myth of positive thinking. These are all experts in the world of positive thinking, by the way. That they're in this chapter. We talk about all these different people. So go to talkdavid.com. You can get a copy of the chapter 1 absolutely free. And then when you're ready, you can get the book, and it's available at Kindle and softcover at Amazon. So yeah, go to talkdavid.com. Take advantage of this free offer so you can really, really start to rock your life. And if you've already got the book and you're taking the course and you're rocking with us, immerse yourself in it. Take your pen and paper, write notes, take notes. Don't just look at the book and read it. Read it, underline, highlight, take notes, immerse yourself in this wisdom.
Ask questions, and you can even send them to us, and we'll address them here. You can, when you're right, if there's questions popping up while you're reading the book, send them in.
I love that. That's so good, Angela.
Awesome. Wow, it's great to be here with you this week. Thank you. Again, everyone, my name is Angela Powers. If you want to reach me, I am at learnwithangela.com. And I would love to hear from you. David and I have been partnering on creating an online course just for this book to be a companion with you along the way as you read the book, and give you thought-provoking exercises to do to really like transform and really get the message that's in this book. So I'm really excited to be working and partnering with David on this project. So stay tuned for more on that as well.
Yes. Yeah, Angela, I look forward to seeing you next week. And thank you so much, honey.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye.